Hey everybody, this is Shane.
And this is Nolan.
And you're listening to the Catfish Connection.
Episode
9. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Also, if please subscribe to us. Please.
And give us a like.
I bet. Like and
comment.
subscribe.
Comment.
I beg of you.
And subscribe. You know what?
Like,
you don't have to
comment,
comment.
subscribe.
As long as you like and subscribe, you don't have to comment.
Yeah. We love you.
Yeah.
Also.
And hit that notification bell.
Absolutely. Do that, please.
Yep.
Yep.
What were you going to say?
I just bought The Last of Us.
Yeah.
As you can see it downloading on my screen.
Yep.
Because, well, I've never played it, and I don't know much about it, but there's all this hype about it since The Last of Us 2 is coming out, and I wanted to play this one before I play the new one.
I like that The Last of Us has probably better graphics than Call of Duty and an entire story. And it's only 10.898 gigabytes instead of like 10,000.
There is, well, this is just the single player.
I guess, yeah, it could also, like, once you download it, it's going to, like, update or something, but...
Well, what it said was it was like, well, do you want to play the campaign or multiplayer first?
There's a multiplayer of Last of Us?
Apparently. Because it said it was more than this, but I said I wanted to play campaign first.
Yeah.
And so it's only downloading the campaign, and then it'll download the multiplayer in the background, because I said I wanted to play the campaign first.
Considering that I've never heard anything about the multiplayer, it probably isn't that good anyway. So
that's one great thing about PlayStation.
Yeah.
That is it's letting me decide, because you buy an Xbox game, it's like 120 gigabytes,
and then it updates 90 more gigabytes,
and then you're sitting there for like 3 weeks not having anything to play, and you can't decide that you want to download something that's only 10 gigabytes.
Yeah.
Just like a part of it, because you can't play it like, well, it's just dumb. I don't know.
File sizes, man, I tell you.
It's ridiculous how big file sizes are getting.
Yeah.
I remember when games were 6 gigabytes.
Yeah. I remember...
Consistently.
Well, especially because I play a lot of, like, PC games, so I still run into games that are, like, megabytes.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes.
Or yeah, I mean, there's the occasional indie games still on Xbox that are only, like, a gigabyte or half a gigabyte.
Yeah.
So... But yeah, I know what you mean.
But yeah, it's ridiculous. Because do you remember how many gigabytes, like, Modern Warfare, like, the first Modern Warfare... That was the first, like, huge game, right? Wasn't it? The first huge Call of Duty, right? Was Modern Warfare. Like, it just...
Oh, the most recent one?
No. Like,
the very first one.
Yeah, just Modern Warfare.
Okay.
Wasn't it, like, humongous, like, 120 gigs or something like that?
You're talking about the one that came out this year?
No.
What? What are you talking
Call
about?
of Duty Modern Warfare?
Yes.
Just Modern Warfare.
They made a new Modern Warfare.
Yes, they did.
And it's called Modern Warfare.
But I'm talking about the old one and not the new one.
The super old one is not 120 gigabytes.
It's not? What was the first one that was, like, huge?
There hasn't been a game that's 120 gigabytes except for, like, just now.
Okay, I'm retarded. I'm sorry I asked.
They wouldn't...
Why are you so mad at me?
The Xbox 360 wouldn't even had an... That's the Xbox 360. The original Modern Warfare was like...
I've never played Call of Duty. I didn't have an Xbox until long after they were obsolete.
120 gigabytes. That's...
I'm sorry. That's I apologize.
You're stupid.
I'm sorry I asked.
because the new one is 120 gigabytes.
Okay.
And the just Modern Warfare. It's just called Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
And it's the new one.
Yeah.
And it's 120 gigabytes. Plus an update. That was another like 60.
Wow. Didn't know that.
And Scott complains about that to me like all the time. So that's why it sticks in my brain.
Never mind. I'm fine.
I just thought I knew what you were talking about.
Well, and
then you were arguing with
me.
I
wasn't. I was trying to figure out what you were talking about because I just was surprised that instead of saying, "Well, the new one is," you just kept saying, "The new one." This is going nowhere, so we're gonna drop it.
All right.
This is where David should be here so that he can go, stop. We need his balancing forces every once in a while. So what did we do today, Shane?
We taped you to a tree.
We taped me to a tree. I came home. My mom has been like worried about me recently for some reason. Like the other day, she was like, I think she thinks that I'm gonna kill myself at any moment. Like I think she's been like very concerned for my life. But because like the other day she was like, hey Nolan, and I was like, yeah, and she was like, are you okay? And I was like, I'm all right. And she was like, and I was like, whoa, what kind of emotional minefield am I walking into? And she was like, well, I had a dream the other night that concerned me. And I was like, well, that was a dream, so yeah. And she was like, okay. And then like a couple days later, I was like, everybody was having dinner in the dining room, but without thinking about it, I just always eat in my own room. So I just like grabbed food and then I was just walking back to my room like usual. Because we never have dinner at the table, and I didn't even notice that people were sitting at the table. So I like start walking back to my room. My mom was like, hey, are you going back to your room? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, can you give me a hug first? I was like, sure, Mom. And then I gave her a hug, and she was like, all right, that made me feel better. And I was like, what is going on? So today
And you're only 30%.
Yeah, I'm only at 30. I can't believe it. Yeah, but so yeah, today I came home and my mom was like, hey, how are you doing? And she's continued like every once in a while just being like, how are you doing? And I'm like, I'm okay. But I came home today and I was like, you want to see what I did today? And she was like, what did you do today? And I showed her a video that you sent me of me being taped to a tree, and she got a real kick out of that. She thought that was really funny. And so I think that I'm hoping that will, because I'm like gone a lot. I'm hanging out with you and David like all the time, and so I just I'm hoping that like showing her like what I'm doing all day, just like ridiculous shit, just having fun, will make her not think that I am on the verge of committing suicide.
She thinks the three of us are in like a dark corner with like knives.
Yeah.
Like crying constantly.
Yeah. Well, I'm either in my room or I'm with you guys. Right. And so I just think that she gets concerned about me because, I have multiple mental illnesses, and so but yeah, we taped me to a tree.
Fun.
She made a joke about, because I was talking about my gut, so she was like, I'm glad that he pushed your gut in with the tape. And I was like, yeah, she said, I'm glad he pushed your gut in the second video. And I was like, yeah, he taped it to the tree with the rest of my body. She got a kick out of that. So I'm hoping that yeah, that'll give positive vibes. But yeah, because yesterday I just texted you guys. I was like, who wants to tape me to a tree? Because I saw this video by Alan Resnick. You know Alan Resnick from
May I please come in?
May I please enter?
May I please enter?
Yeah. But the video's called Taped to a Tree, and it opens, and you see that Alan Resnick is taped to a tree. And then he just goes, and he tries to get out of the tape, but he doesn't say anything for most of the video, and he's just like trying to like wiggle himself out of this tape, and then he's like, cut me down, help, and then somebody comes over and is like, okay, I'll cut you down, and then they cut him out, and he was like, Jesus Christ. And I was just like, I should tape myself to a tree. And I'll need help from my two best friends, Shane and David. And so I texted you guys and I said, who wants to tape me to a tree? And I think you said, sure. Ecstatic, jumping at the bit.
It didn't even faze me.
Yeah.
I wasn't surprised.
And then I said, when? And I don't know if I got a response after that, but I said, I'm buying tape tomorrow.
All right.
And I bought tape this morning, and I said, I bought tape. And then we got together, and we said, where can we find a tree? Me and David were talking about this before you showed up.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about that, and we were talking about how he ate an octopus once.
Mm-hmm.
But he was like, we could probably get away with doing it at the Arboretum.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, aren't there, like, people at the Arboretum? And he said, yeah, you could probably find a secluded area that doesn't have too many people.
And we did.
And, yeah, David did most of the taping. Shane watched and videoed and took pictures. And he was our lookout.
Uh-huh.
Made sure that nobody did come up. Not a single person walked by. I don't think a lot of people go over into that corner.
Yeah.
Well, because they're pretty, there was a Ponderosa over there. Like, people have seen a Ponderosa around here, Yeah. I don't think we are the evergreen state.
Yeah. But I think given the amount of time we were there, like, the probability was pretty great that someone would walk by, I thought, at least.
The other part is that there's not even a path anywhere near that corner of the Arboretum.
Mm-hmm.
So, I feel like most people walk on the path a little bit. Maybe they go off trail a little bit and sit on a bench or something. Most of the people aren't like, let's go to that random corner over there. I think I saw a Ponderosa. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, not a single person came and bothered us while we loudly, like, the duct tape was going...
Yeah.
So, and we managed to get away with it. And it was quite enjoyable.
Mm-hmm. Quite
an enjoyable experience. I liked being taped to that tree. It was very secure.
Oh, yeah?
Like,
we had used a lot of tape.
I think if you guys left, I probably would have been there for quite a while. I think somebody would have had to release me. I don't think I would have gotten myself out of it, honestly. Like, I think I could have died there.
Maybe we should try that next time.
Yeah. Maybe you guys should ditch me next time. But I've already been taped to a tree. Maybe it's one of you guys who needs to get taped to a tree.
Yeah.
And then we'll leave you and see how you feel about it. But, yeah, so I had a lot of fun doing that, though.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
Oh, man, there was...
Good experience.
Something else I was thinking about talking about, and I've totally forgotten it because I didn't write it down. But, shoot.
And there was also something I was going to talk about, and I just forgot it too. Oh, yeah, I beat Persona today.
You did, yeah.
Yeah.
And apparently it was a great payoff.
Oh, yeah. It took me... I think I probably beat the entire game in like 15 or 16 days.
Yeah, you put a lot of hours into that baby.
Yeah. It was like, I think the final time was 83.5.
The other reason I don't switch to easy is that, like, even if I do, it's still going to be a long haul for me because I don't put that much... I am terrible at binging.
True.
And so, it's not going to, like... If it's going to be long either way, then I'd rather, like, have some decent challenge to it.
Yeah, you do you.
Well, and because I'm usually so bad at video games that I can't put it on anything other than easy or I won't be able to continue because I just stink majorly at games. And so having a game that is challenging but isn't too hard that I can continue progressing in, is very rewarding to me.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of being the guy who has to play on easy mode all the time. And I tried to play some Call of Duty Black Ops 4 today. Not Modern Warfare or Modern Warfare. I tried to play some Black Ops 4 and I didn't get a single kill. I played like 3 rounds, didn't get a single kill, and I got shot over and over and over and over again. And that's with like skill-based matchmaking. You know?
You got to tickle toe with David and the thing.
Yeah. But I don't, is the thing. I try so hard. I think maybe, like, if I play against Shane in Smash Bros. All the time, eventually, even if I can't beat Shane in Smash Bros., I'll be good enough at Smash Bros. Because I play with him all the time that I'll beat other people. And that's still not true.
I mean, you...
I'm alright at Smash Bros., but I'm not good at it.
I think you've improved, though, because you haven't been playing it that long.
I'm sure I've improved at it.
pretty. I think you've improved pretty good, because, I mean, you were impressive to your roommates when you went to college.
Yeah, who had never played it before. Who it was their first time playing it.
Yeah, but don't you beat some of our friends?
Sometimes I beat, like, Scott and Colton.
Well,
but even then, not that much.
Think about how many hours Colton spends in his shed playing video games.
Yeah, but he doesn't play that much Smash Bros, I don't think, by himself.
Yeah, but I don't know.
He plays gun games. Plays, Call of Duty.
Not exclusively, but I guess he does play more Xbox than he does Switch, but...
Yeah. Is his Switch even working right now?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it, like, being down, but...
Well, I just assume that everything that Colton has is broken most of the time.
Yeah.
I guess it's David right now, who, although he did get his Xbox fixed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But his Switch is still broken, and his laptop is still broken. So.
Oh, yeah. Well, the laptop... Because the Switch is like a weird brick. Like, it could start working any day, like yours did.
Yeah.
But his laptop, it's just the screen is broken. He just needs to get fixed.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So I beat Persona. It was probably like one of my favorite games of all time. Honestly, I really was into it.
Top 10, top 5,
top 5,
top 3.
I don't know. I haven't actually solidified them, so I wouldn't be able to say whether it's top 3 or top 5.
Right now, or you die, top 3.
Sure.
I mean, what are they?
What are they?
Sure.
It's hard to go because there's some games that are a lot older, so they're not as fleshed out, but they mean more to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, Persona 5 was, like, really deep and engulfing, and it also was, like, it's, like, brand new, so it's, like, 4 years old, but, it's, like, new in comparison to some of the other games that are my favorites.
If I was to bring my friend in, okay, let's say my friend is named Jeremiah, and I was to say, Shane, what if you were to recommend 3 games that you think would be really fun for Jeremiah to play, that you think Jeremiah would just love to play these 3 games, what 3 games do you think should be on Jeremiah's video game bucket list? Gotta play them. So no nostalgic, like, connection, because Jeremiah, doesn't even know you, so he's not going to be like, Shane really liked playing, Brawl with his brother a lot,
Yeah.
So it must, he just wants to know, is Brawl good? Is Brawl worth playing? Shane?
Well, I guess if you're going completely off of just fun, 'cause there's a lot of variables here, then I'd say, Persona, Smash Bros, and Twilight Princess.
Which Smash Bros?
Probably just the new one, because it
Okay.
has all the characters.
It's Ultimate, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So those 3 are the most fun games that Jeremiah could play.
Because I'd say just play like any Zelda game.
It's true.
But Twilight Princess is probably the best. Sword, though. It's probably the best gateway Zelda game. Yeah, the Skyward Sword obviously excluded.
Dude, Twilight Princess is amazing.
Yeah.
I love Twilight Princess.
Like, Ocarina of Time is up there with Twilight Princess on my list, but that's only because of nostalgia.
Yeah. It's not extremely accessible, I think, to new players. It's kind of...
Definitely Twilight Princess is the biggest one that will get people... Well, Breath of the Wild, too, but Breath of the Wild is different. Yeah. I love Breath of the Wild. It's one of my top games.
Oh, yeah, I love Breath of the Wild, too.
But if I was going to...
Breath of the Wild, for me...
Tell someone that's of random games, I probably wouldn't. I would probably would go with Twilight Princess first.
Breath of the Wild to me is a good game for me to like relax, like at least most of the time, because it's just really pretty and you get to just like explore a lot.
Yeah.
And the action is not super stressful to where you're like you really need to like sit down and knuckle through.
Yeah, it's not like Souls game or anything.
Yeah, so it's like, at least, and I mean like, the Ganon fights are like hard.
Especially like, one or two of them are like pretty difficult. And
yeah.
The other ones are like pretty like.
But even still, I just beat Varuta again, and so I just played Waterblight Ganon. And I remember Waterblight Ganon being like really hard, and it was not.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't think it was very hard. It still killed me once or twice, but once I got the like flow of it down, I realized that, it's a Zelda boss, and so it only does a couple things, and you can kind of predict them, and then you can just avoid it.
The Desert Ganon is probably the hardest.
Oh yeah, that one fucked me up in my last playthrough. Mm-hmm. That one, I was like ready to stop playing Breath of the Wild halfway through that.
Colton's beaten it, right?
I don't know at all.
Because I don't know anyone who's beaten it besides me.
Elena.
Okay, that's fair. But I mean, of our gamer guy friend group.
Scott hasn't?
No.
Jacob?
I haven't checked.
I haven't. I can say that much.
I beat it in like 2 weeks. I have a habit of doing that.
Yeah.
If there's a game that I really love, I put too much time into it, and then I beat it in 2 weeks.
So follow-up question.
Sure.
Okay, so those are the 3 like really fun games that you think Jeremiah should play.
Yeah, I'm probably forgetting some because there's thousands in my head, but...
What about the 3 games with the best story that you think story. Jeremiah loves games with a great story, and he wants to know what 3 games does he have to play before he passes away? He's got 6 months to live.
Well,
he needs to play these games.
That would take Smash Bros out of there, and Breath of the Wild wouldn't, because I don't think the story's all right, but there isn't much depth to it. Persona definitely has a ton of depth to it, and I loved that story. And
the other thing about Breath of the Wild is it's kind of like Skyrim in that like the story is always there, but it's not necessarily constantly pertinent to you.
Yeah.
Like you when you're
it's more of an adventure.
If I was to hand the controls to my brother, he could play Breath of the Wild for, an hour or two without knowing any of the story. And he could still have fun doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's why I'm not including that.
I have 6 months to live, Shane.
I would say Twilight Princess, but it's tough because there's so many things about Zelda that I love that aren't the story. So it's hard to judge it off of just the story because I never really thought about it.
Twilight Princess, Xbox or not Xbox, Wii or GameCube version.
Well,
with or without motion controls.
GameCube. Yeah.
Figured.
Well, because I have the GameCube disc, but I play it on the Wii, and then I just use a GameCube controller.
Yeah.
So that's why I had to think about that for a second.
Yeah. Honestly, I kind of want to get a GameCube controller for my Wii U, so that I can play it with a controller because. The motion controls are the worst part of Twilight Princess.
Everyone that I know has played Twilight Princess with the Wii remote, and I feel so sad.
Yeah.
I'm so saddened by that.
Well, because
it makes me think of Skyward Sword.
Yeah.
Like when people talk about
it. And the motion controls aren't as bad as Skyward Sword.
Yeah,
but there's still motion controls.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It may not be like active motion, but because you just swing, but it's still motion controls, and I hate it.
Yeah. Well, and because the other thing about Skyward Sword,
I stand controllers over remotes for days.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and forever. I never even thought about it because I grew up with a Wii. Wii was my first console, so. Although, actually, Wii probably wasn't my first console because I think before we actually got a Wii, what?
That was just sounded funny because you said before we actually got a Wii.
They are the same. They sound the same.
And you actually well, because my brain was confused because the way that you said Wii
before Wii,
the first Wii sounded like you were talking about Wii.
Anyways, I'm
sorry.
I think because when we lived with my cousins, I was pretty young, so I think we lived there before we bought the Wii. And so, because I think we bought the Wii in like 2010 for Christmas. But anyways, so I would have played the GameCube and the Game Boy Advance before I played the Wii. Although, they did also have a Wii. So I think I had also played the Wii, but I think I would have been playing it at the same time as I was also playing GameCube games. But I had Twilight Princess for the Wii and not for the GameCube, so I definitely played Twilight Princess on the Wii. And I think Twilight Princess was the first game that I actually owned. That was like our game for our console. Because mostly when I was at Ryan and Haley's house, we were playing Cooking Mama for the Wii.
Wow. We
were playing, I think, Pokemon Coliseum for the GameCube. Or something like that. Super Mario Sunshine. That was the game that I played all the time.
That game.
Dude, that game was great. Story, I don't even remember the story. Okay? All I know is that it was beautiful, and it was somewhat challenging, and it was really fun.
I still like Super Mario 64 better, slightly, but I do love that game.
See, I only have played it on emulator, and so I hated it because the controls, trying to play a Nintendo 64 game with WASD, nightmare.
I bet.
Nightmare.
Because a lot of that game, because that was like one of the first like open games where you can, like, it's high mobility.
Yeah.
You know, you can make Mario do crazy things. And if you've seen speedruns of it, you've seen the people that are like doing crazy jumps and shit. It's like you would not be able to do that on a PC.
Yeah.
The same way.
Yeah. Well, and because the other thing is that like you couldn't use the mouse as the camera controls, and camera control is important in like 64 games because you have the C stick and you're actually moving the camera around.
Right.
Or the camera, or you can't control the camera at all. So on the PC, I had to actually use the arrow keys for camera and WASD for moving. And so having to do that both at the same time just fucked with my brain. And it made the entire game not fun at all.
Wow.
So I'd love to play Mario 64 like with a controller, you know, but I haven't at this point. So I can't say I've ever had a good experience with Mario 64.
I still have my 64 and a copy of it. So we could play it.
We could totally do that.
We could play it this weekend. My parents are gone this weekend, and it's going to be super fun.
There we go. All right.
We're going to play Super Mario 64 and Smash Bros.
So 3 games.
3 games that have a great story. I already said Persona.
Yeah.
I got to think of games that are just story, that have great stories. Oh, God. I'm hoping the new Breath of the Wild will make this list. Because I'm hoping it looks pretty awesome.
But current games.
Yeah.
I'm really having to twist your arm to get this out of you.
Well, because it's a lot to process.
Yeah.
All at once.
And
I'm kind of put on the spot here.
Think through it.
Think through it.
Any Nintendo games that you can think of that have a great story?
Most of them.
How about Earthbound?
Games in this thing I can look through. No, Spider-Man was up there. I don't know if I would say it's top 3. The new PlayStation Spider-Man. Cat Quest. Absolutely. No, I'm just kidding. It was I haven't beaten it, but it was a pretty fun game. But it's obviously not.
I'm gonna try it again.
God of War was pretty sweet. God of War 4.
That's on the list?
But most of the fun I had with that game was also in the combat.
Mm.
Although the story was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
It was cool because it had all the like Norse shit.
I think it's kind of like I said about Breath of the Wild, in that the story's not always like pertinent
Right.
immediately. But it is more like, because you have like here's what I think. Because you have Kratos and what's his son's name? Atreus?
That sounds right.
I'm gonna say boy. Because I don't know if that's right, and I don't want to say the incorrect name too many times, or else I will get crucified. Okay, anyways. Because you have Kratos and boy, you know, it's a really interesting way of having expository dialogue actually makes sense. What game is that?
Prey.
Oh.
I don't remember getting that.
Wow, you bought a physical copy of Prey, huh? Bold move. Anyways,
I got it one of the games.
it's a great way of making expository dialogue actually make sense and not be obnoxious. Like, in Skyrim, some of the expository dialogue is just preposterous, you know? And a lot of games, you know,
Skyrim's story is not great.
Just characters explain things to you that your character would already know a lot of the time in like certain games, and so it's like irritating when they're like, yeah, the king, you know, and it's like, my character would know about the king. He would know what's going on with the king, so why are you explaining it to him?
Yeah,
You should find a way for me to find out about it without some character explaining to somebody else who should already know that stuff. But, you know, with Kratos explaining stuff to his son explaining stuff to him, other characters explaining stuff to both of them that they wouldn't know, you know, the expository dialogue is actually quite well implemented, in my opinion.
I agree.
Although, I must admit that I haven't played that much of it, you know, because it's very hard, and I suck at it.
I was great at that game.
Have you made any epiphanies
Epiphanies?
about top 3?
I just wanted to add in there that another one of my favorite games would be Luigi's Mansion.
Luigi's Mansion.
And I did play a lot of Luigi's Mansion 3 when it just came out.
Story-wise?
Although I wouldn't say that it's one of my top 3 stories.
Okay.
I'm being very picky with my top 3 stories right now.
Would you like to add that to top 3 fun games and bump another one
Maybe
off?
top 5 fun games.
Okay.
But also, I mean, it's kind of probably tied with a lot of other games. And it was just really creative, you know? Anyway.
I've never played it.
Really?
Yeah.
I loved it. I've always loved it because I played it for a long time.
The first one was a GameCube game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Metroid Prime.
Metroid Prime.
Oh my.
Makes the story list, huh?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
It doesn't make the story list, but that does make my top 10 list.
Okay. We're gonna have to flesh out these.
I'm digging these games out of my mind like a fucking.
Ooh. I have an idea. Instead of having to pick a 3, I'm gonna name games for you, and you have to put them on a tier list.
All right.
S through F. Okay. So, Earthbound story.
Well, I can't. They have to be relative to the other games, so I can't.
Okay, let's say that. Let's say Persona is S tier.
All right.
Because you said that was like one of your favorite games ever. Okay. Story wise, you think it's S tier?
Yeah.
Okay. Think of the worst story game you've ever played.
The worst story game.
The game with a terrible story. Doesn't make sense. It's stupid. You hated it. It was frustrating. It was a bad story.
I can think of so many. I can think of games that fit that description, but not necessarily a story. Because, if a game
I mean,
redeems itself in some other way, then I don't necessarily hate it.
Let's just say most indie horror games, F tier, story-wise.
Yeah. I don't know how many of those I played, though.
Yeah.
I don't go around playing.
Like the Baba Yaga one.
I guess for the Halloween party we did download them.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, those in every single way were F tier.
So let's have those be our boundaries.
Alright. Earthbound would be A or B.
A or B.
Because I loved Earthbound.
Yeah, it's a great game.
Yeah. And that wasn't necessarily all for the story, but
see, gameplay-wise, I
it.
think Earthbound is probably like A or S tier. Because just playing the game is so fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's lovely. It really is lovely.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah. So, what?
Okay.
Another game.
Another game. Fuck. Layers of Fear.
Layers of Fear. Oh, man. That was really immersive. It was short, so that kind of puts it down a bit, but it was very good, so I don't want to put it too close down, so probably B or C.
Okay. Resident Evil. The new one.
Resident 7? Oh. Ooh, I was really into that. Oh, God. You're just naming off a bunch of things that are between S and B. So, I guess I'd put it in there somewhere.
Alright. Well,
I have to.
The only games I remember are good ones. Prey.
I've never played it.
Alien Isolation.
Ooh, I've never beaten it, and I didn't really get that far, but it was scary and cool when I was like 16, so
Alright.
I'd probably put it. I mean, it didn't really hold my attention, but it was fun to play with friends. So I'd probably put it C. I don't know.
ODST.
Ooh, that had a great story. Halo 3 ODST. My feet are cold. Man. Kind of a short story compared to some of the other ones, but in gameplay and in story, it was probably B.
Okay. Red Dead 2.
I wish I had played more of it, but it overwhelmed me.
Mm.
But I would probably put it at A or B.
All right. I can't think of any more games, so we're gonna have to move on from this little segment, I guess. Damn it, there was something I was gonna.
I'm hoping that The Last of Us, which I'm downloading right now, is going to make one of the top.
Yeah, well, a lot of people
on my list.
I mean, a lot of people really loved that game, didn't they?
Yeah.
Tristan Crawford, I remember that's all he ever talked about sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Good old Tristan Crawford, TC.
We should get him on as a guest sometime.
Totally.
That would be fun. I haven't seen him in a while.
See what we can get out of him. He's very aloof. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He manages to get out of everything somehow.
Yeah. Especially answering questions and having conversations. He's an interesting character.
You talked about Fallout 4 for months.
Yeah. He's a gamer.
In sophomore year.
What can I say?
What did that come out freshman year or sophomore year? It was freshman year, wasn't it? Beginning of freshman year.
Yeah, I think so.
God.
Because I still couldn't drive.
So long ago. Oh my God, man.
Yeah, it was a while.
What the fuck?
And it sucked.
Yeah, it was.
Fallout 4 story.
Because I don't like Fallout 4, or I don't like Fallout very much, and I didn't understand it, and the game didn't teach me how to play it. I'd put it at a D. Just for my personal experience. I know there's lots of people who would put it up at A or B. Tristan talked about it for months.
Yeah, there are some people who put it at high, but a lot of people are
majority
it wasn't that good. And Fallout 76
I like it even less than those people.
Yeah.
Because I had no fun.
See, I liked New Vegas.
I've never played it.
Quite a lot. I never beat it, but I did like New Vegas quite a lot. But I hated Fallout 3. I played so much Fallout 3 waiting for the amazing game that people had foretold. Okay, I was just waiting. When does this become a great game? It must eventually just blossom into a beautiful flower of a game because people love this game. But no. It
Pretty hot
sucks.
take.
It's so hard like on like normal difficulty.
Uh-huh.
It's
not the kind of game that I enjoy.
That every single bullet is worth like quick saving just constantly.
It causes me so much stress.
Like
playing Fallout.
I would save before every encounter. If I see an enemy in a distance or I'm entering a new room, I quick save. And I go, okay, I have 5 bullets. And there are 3 enemies.
Mm-hmm.
That one I can spend 2 bullets on. And then the rest I'm going to have to take out with 1. And I'm going to be left with 1 bullet. And that was like... Or my gun breaks. Or I get shot by like an enemy that I hadn't seen. And I die instantly. Or a super mutant comes in and goes... And then I have to waste some special ammo from something. You know, ammo is just...
Such a scarcity.
Way too precious in that game.
And it's... You need it to go, progress.
Yeah.
So I don't understand.
And the other thing is that it is... You can't tell sometimes that it's linear as fuck. Okay? You think, oh, I can probably go over there. You can't. You will spend lots of time trying to figure out, how do I get over there? How do I get over to that area? I think that's where I'm supposed to be. You know, and so you try and jump over things and around things, and I was always getting stuck. I got stuck inside, and I don't mean stuck as in I can't figure it out. I mean stuck as in I am stuck in a rock, or stuck in a railing, or because I'm trying to get through to this other area, and it turns out that if you try hard enough to advance in this game, you will end up halfway inside of a physics object, and you will never leave, okay? Or some kind of mesh, you know, you get stuck. Enemies kill you, and then you know, it's just a nightmare of a game.
Yeah.
And I could never figure out where I was going.
Yeah.
That's my basic experience with Fallout 3.
We're probably gonna get canceled by some really serious
Fallout 3 was so good. I liked the part where I tried to think of a part of that game, and it all just blends together. The only thing I can remember is being confused all the time. That, like, I'm trying to think, I can think of flashes, and they're all flashes where I remember, oh yeah, I remember being in that area and having no idea where I was going. There's, like, one part where there's a building over here, there's a smaller building over here, there's a dumpster, there's a bunch of bushes everywhere, some guy is shouting at me from a window, and there's a super mutant somewhere. And I remember just being like, how do I get through here? I can't figure out how to get through here. And I don't have any ammo. And there's a super mutant over there. So I have to sneak around it. And I can't figure out how to do that. And I just remember all of my memories of that game are me being fucking confused to shit and not knowing what I'm doing at all.
Yeah. The only things that I remember from Fallout 4 are coming across enemies and going... How the fuck am I supposed to kill that with the amount of ammo I have?
Yep.
And having a shotgun and being like, when am I ever going to get bullets for this?
See, the truth, maybe the real fact of the matter is that Fallout is just too accurate, because really, if you were in that situation, you would be fucked.
Yeah.
And so you're fucked in the game. You know?
Yeah.
And some god level Fallout players are like, what are you talking about? Fallout is easy. I have ammo all the time, and I just shoot. I use VATS, and I just get headshots.
I shoot lightning out my ass.
Yeah. But unfortunately, my ass is sans lightning, and I cannot... I never have beaten a Fallout game. But I did enjoy Fallout New Vegas. I'll say that much. You know.
I much prefer... Elder Scrolls, because it's the same style, but you have weapons like that don't require ammo, except for bows. But the only time I ever used a bow to max it out was using the spell where you summon a bow, the bound bow. You summon a bow and you have a certain amount of arrows for that summoning, and then you get them back when you summon it again.
Yeah, the only time I've used a bow in Skyrim, because I also absolutely never use a bow.
Yeah, I avoid them because they require arrows.
Yeah.
Whereas the swords don't.
And the other thing is, magic is a way better ranged weapon.
Oh yeah.
And your mana refills.
Oh yeah. I don't understand.
It's stupid.
Using a limited resource
and
in a weapon in that game.
And you never run into archers. Almost never. And if you do, you can kill them with a sword. You can get up near them and kill them with a sword, or you can hit them with magic. You know, it's like I guess there are quite a few bow encounters now that I'm actually thinking about it. I do encounter.
But I've never had any trouble with them.
Yeah, me neither. That's what I'm saying. Like
I never thought, I wish I had a bow.
Like you're approaching like Bleak Falls Barrow, like early in the game, and you're like walking up the steps, and then you hear, and you get hit with an arrow, and you're like, oh shit, there are people with arrows, and so you hide, and you figure out where they are, and then you sneak up behind them, and then you go, and kill them with a sword, and then no more arrows.
Yeah. And then you don't pick up their bow.
Yeah. But yeah, the only times I've used a sword is if I see an enemy way up in the distance that hasn't noticed me yet, and I think, oh, I can probably just kill that guy so I don't have to deal with him. And I've only done that like twice. Once was like in a dungeon.
And I love bows. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm in most games, like, I think it's awesome being like a ranger or like, you know, like... Mm-hmm. a stealth class that has a bow, but it's just not practical in Skyrim except unless you have the bound bow.
Yeah.
When I got the bound bow, I used it exclusively, even just because I was so high level at that point.
Oh yeah.
And I just wanted to get my archery to 100. That I would just like tank things and just like rush with. I wouldn't even stealthily use a bow. I just rush with a bow.
Nice.
And but then when I maxed it out, I went back to swords because they're just more practical in Skyrim.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
The only game that I actually enjoy using a bow is Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Because Breath of the Wild, the bow is really easy. Because the other thing is that, like, in Skyrim, if you want to switch to your bow, you gotta, like, go into the menu, switch to your bow, go back out. You know, whereas, like...
It's just a button. In
Breath of the Wild, you just start using it. You press the right trigger and you've got your bow out, you're drawing it. Mm-hmm. You know, instead of having to be like, hold on, everybody, I've got to switch to a ranged weapon. You know?
Yeah. Well, in all Zelda games, like, I mean, in Zelda games, you have the 3, like, item slots. Mm-hmm. But, in all Zelda games, the bow has always been, like, something I always have as my ranged weapon item slot. And I love using them.
In Twilight Princess, too, it was, like, really actually a useful...
Yeah.
Like
even for combat, not just puzzles, but like just like all combat. And in Twilight Princess uses it a ton for combat.
Yeah, and for puzzles.
Because you can, you use them for puzzles in every game a ton.
But yeah, I actually remember like pretty frequently using my bow in Twilight Princess. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But in Breath of the Wild, it does take it a step further because it's like a primary weapon.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But, and even to the point where I'm actually thinking, like, oh, I need to get more arrows.
You know? The part in Twilight Princess where you go to the ghost town, I love that part.
Kakariko Village?
Is it? Yeah, I think it is that in that game.
Where there's the, like, hotel, there's, like, the inn.
No.
And there's a graveyard?
No, not there.
Oh.
I just remembered what that's the place in the desert. This is when you go north of Hyrule Bridge.
Hold on.
And then
I might not be there yet, honestly.
Oh.
The last temple I remember beating is the ice temple. The water temple when it's iced over. And then I fly the bird through the ice and stuff.
Right.
And that's when I was borrowing John's Wii and I was using candles as a sensor bar. Do you remember that? You can use candles as a sensor bar.
Really?
Yeah, you can take two little tea light candles and put them in front of your TV, and you don't have to have a sensor bar.
That's interesting.
And it actually works pretty well. Because the sensor
gives
bar...
off a certain kind of heat or something?
Well, it gives off
heat?
infrared.
Okay.
It gives off light. So there are two little points of light.
Right.
That's all the sensor bar is a light. It's not a sensor.
Interesting.
That cable is a power cable.
I wonder it gets fucked up so much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's literally, you think it's like some kind of data cable. Because the other thing is that Nintendo loves to have proprietary cables for everything. And so you think, oh, this cable, it is a weird trapezoid. This must be important and unique, and it's a data cable. You know, because that's why you make like fancy cables, is because they're data cables. They need to have certain data. But no, it's a power cable. It just provides power to two little infrared LEDs. And those two little infrared LEDs
just turn on.
Just turn on. And the Wii remote is what is actually doing all the sensing.
Right.
So...
Interesting.
You know what infrared is?
Mm-hmm.
It's heat. You know what candles give off? Heat. And so you can go... and it works exactly the same.
That's crazy.
And every once in a while, I just had to replace the candles. Just they would burn down, and I'd go, "Oop, my candles are out. Gotta go get 2 more candles so I can continue playing Twilight Princess." And I'd go and light these candles. It was like a magic ritual. But anyways,
funny.
Do you remember like flying the bird around? When you fly the bird? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
I've beaten that game
the latest thing I remember from the game. So I honestly have no idea. I think I was on the second piece of the helmet too. There are 3, right? 3 of them. Helmet pieces.
It's taking me a second to retrieve the information.
Not including the one she already has.
Yeah. There's because I think there's 4 mirror pieces if I'm right, and then there's 3 helmet pieces.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's 3 helmet pieces because they, like most Zelda games, have the primary dungeons before you get the first unlockable item, and then they have the extended dungeons, which is more.
Yeah, and I'm suspect that it's probably there's a Zora temple, a Goron temple, and like a forest temple, right?
Well, there's
the first one's the forest temple.
Oh, the first 3 that you're talking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you do the forest temple with the monkeys.
Yeah.
You do the Death Mountain.
Yep.
And then you do what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
Which is the water temple.
Yeah.
Underneath Lake Hylia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly.
And that one was... Those ones aren't that hard.
Yeah.
I don't think any of them are really like excessively difficult, but...
I need to play that game so bad. I feel guilty.
That's only like a third of the...
Yeah.
Probably like a third or less.
Yeah. It's just...
So yeah, you definitely haven't gotten to the bow part.
It just sucks because every time I want to play Twilight Princess, I have to set up my Wii U. And that's an undertaking. Setting up my Wii U and switching over to Wii mode.
I guess you need a console shelf.
I guess I need a console shelf. Well, the problem isn't that I don't have a place to put my Wii U. It stays in the same place. It's just that I only have 3 inputs on my TV. That's the problem. So I have to unplug one of my inputs and reach around and untangle everything. So,
well, if you had a console shelf, maybe it wouldn't be tangled.
Oh my God, Shane! Shut up! You're killing me, man. My console shelf.
Console shelf.
Console. I'm going to make a console. Yeah, fuck the ethno-state. I don't need an ethno-state. I'm going to make a state where instead of only white people, it's only people who have console shelves. And it'll just be me. And Linus Tech Tips.
I'm sure there's some pretty sick people out there that also have...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there are some sick people out there. Some disgusting sweaties who probably have console shelves. And you're going to go in there, and they're going to tear your butt apart. They're going to tear your little butt apart, Shane. That's what I'm saying.
I hope to God.
A man can only dream.
Yeah.
Fucking. Do you sing in the car a lot?
I have, but not very much. Not recently.
Yeah. I sing in the car quite a bit. If you
it has to be specific songs that get me going.
Well, I guess that works because I noticed that there are a couple songs that I sing along to literally every time I listen to them.
Me too, yeah.
And so today, I was in my car, and one of these songs, it's called Old Friends. It's by Pine Grove. It's a really good song. I love this song. And I, for some reason, wasn't singing along to this song. And I was like, this song sounds like strange. I was just thinking about it. I was like, this song sounds kind of weird right now. And then I realized that I have almost never listened to this song without me singing along to it.
That's hilarious.
So I've probably listened to it without me singing along to it the first couple times that I listened to it, and then in the past probably a year that I've been listening to this song, I have always sang along to it. And so it's very weird just hearing it by itself.
That's hilarious.
And it actually threw me for a loop. And I was trying to figure out this sounds weird, and then I put it together. Yeah. Has that ever happened to you?
I don't think so. But I don't think I sing to the songs that I sing to every single time that I listen to them.
Yeah.
So I guess it wouldn't really catch me by surprise if I wasn't.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of the time. There's a handful of Slipknot songs that are just so awesome, and I really get into them.
Yep.
And then back when I was into Five Finger Death Punch, there was one song that I liked by them that I thought was cool, and I'd sometimes sing along to it, but not very much. Jekyll and Hyde.
Oh, I don't know that one. I don't know the names of a lot of Five Finger Death Punch songs, mainly just because I've never listened to them myself. They used to come on the radio all the time when my parents would listen to Cats. And my sister would play Five Finger Death Punch occasionally, though not quite as much as my mother.
Really?
My mother likes Five Finger Death Punch. She likes Seether.
Wow.
And a couple other ones that you wouldn't expect.
My sister likes Five Finger Death Punch, but she's weird.
What's a popular Five Finger Death Punch song that I would like? Is that didn't they do a cover of Bad Company that's really famous? Bad Company, till the day I die.
I haven't heard that one.
Oh, I hate that song.
There's
it used to come on the radio constantly.
Wrong Side of Heaven, Right Side of Hell, if I'm getting that right. That's one of their more popular ones. They did a cover. The one I do remember they did a cover of is...
Sounds like you don't remember it.
Damn it! It's by
Johnny Cash.
Oh my god, no.
It's by Bob Dylan.
You wouldn't know if it was by Johnny Cash.
I don't know if I've talked about this yet on the podcast, but Ring of Fire is not a good song. It sucks.
I hate you.
It's not a good song.
I like this song. You only heard it for the first time like a few months ago, yeah. And a lot of people have been listening to it their whole lives.
Yeah.
So
true that.
Fuck you.
A lot of people have been suffering for way longer than I was.
I'm not even a huge Johnny Cash fan. I just think you're being stupid.
I hurt myself today. I hurt myself today.
He's singing with a lot of soul, man. You can really feel it, man.
Not in Ring of Fire.
Shut up. What was I looking at? Five Finger Death Punch. Five Finger. Oh god, I haven't looked up this
Forget
on
that.
Spotify ever because I listened to them before I got Spotify. Wrong Side of Heaven. So the lyrics are Wrong Side of Heaven, Right Side of Hell, but the song is called Wrong Side of Heaven. Jekyll. Wow, their top 5 doesn't even have the song I'm thinking of, but it has Jekyll and Hyde.
What is their top 5? Give me the top 5.
A little bit off.
Nope.
Bad Company.
Bad Company.
There you go. I've never heard it, but
I was correct.
I didn't. I've only listened to like 2 albums and then a few singles off some of those, but I want to find the single. Where the fuck is it? They don't have very much, so it shouldn't take too long. Oh my god.
Can I just say
What?
that Ring of Fire is number 2 most popular on Johnny Cash. You know what's number 1?
Fuck off.
Hurt.
Well, I never said it was like...
And it's got half as many listens.
Okay, fine, whatever.
But 339 million.
When we argued about this a few years ago...
I had never heard of it.
You had never heard of it.
Ever.
Not even heard it, but heard of it before.
Not even like any familiarity.
And I tried to tell you it was one of his top songs, if not his top song, because I didn't know.
And I said, I don't believe you.
Yeah.
And I still don't believe. But it is true that it is one of his most popular songs.
Mm-hmm.
But it also is bad and not fun to play on Guitar Hero 5.
That's why you hate it.
That was way after.
Oh, that's true. I
but
guess
it
you
is part of it because my whole arm hurt after playing that song because it's the same thing over and over again, and you're having to bridge your fingers between green and orange the whole time and going.
I just don't think you're very good at Guitar Hero.
And so my wrist was like this the whole time. Okay, it was just like
you're complaining about a song being difficult.
Yeah. No, it wasn't difficult. I passed it the first time. But it was painful. There's a difference between painful and difficult. Okay?
Some here somewhere.
Oh my gosh, you still looking through Five Finger Death Punch?
Yes.
Bad Company.
Man, fuck.
I can't deny. I was born...
Oh my god, where is it?
I was born, a shotgun in my hand.
Maybe it's not on Spotify, but it was... Oh my god.
Who originally wrote Bad Company?
I don't know. I'll look it up. Bad...
Maybe you're not thinking of Five Finger Death Punch.
I definitely am.
Oh, okay.
Sound of Silence.
That's...
They did a cover of it.
Five Finger Death Punch, or... Isn't it... Didn't Stricken do it?
Disturbed.
Disturbed!
Oh my god, you're
So
right.
you
I
weren't-
was wrong.
Yeah.
I'm stupid. It was Disturbed. But I remember when I listened to it, I was like, this sounds like a Five Finger Death Punch song. Kind of.
Oh.
The vocals sounded similar to me.
Gotcha.
So that's why it was in my brain as that. Well, Bad Company is a group.
Yeah.
So I think it was a self-titled song.
No.
Are you sure?
Bad Company.
Unless, I mean, fuck. It's kind of hard to look up Bad Company as an individual song when all of the...
See, maybe...
When there's an extremely popular cover of it and an extremely popular band called it.
I'm going to look up Bad Company original song. They wrote a song called Bad Company.
So yeah,
Bad
self-titled.
Company by Bad Company.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I said self-titled.
Oh, okay, got it. For some reason, I thought you were implying that it was a Five Finger Death Punch original.
Oh, no,
I was
no,
like, no, it's definitely a cover.
Yeah, I figured when I saw that there was a band named Bad Company, I kind of figured it was a...
See, people self-title albums all the time, but who self-titles a track?
Black Sabbath?
Really?
I'm fairly certain there's a track on Black Sabbath, the album called Black Sabbath.
Wow. Black Sabbath on the album Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath?
Verified, but I'm fairly certain.
Holy moly, man.
Yeah, because I've definitely heard of that, of self-titled songs before, but I mean they're more common in like classic rock, I would say, and old metal.
I was about
stuff.
to ask what album it was on, but I think we just...
Yeah.
Black Sabbath. Yeah, the first song on Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath is called Black Sabbath.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah.
By Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
But and also,
some people just do that. It's not super common, I suppose.
How do you feel about Black Sabbath?
It's not. I didn't grow up with it.
Mm.
I do like it. It's not like a go-to band.
Yeah.
But are you talking about the band, the song, or the album?
the band.
Yeah. So I do like their like top songs. You know, I'm not super well versed in them.
National Acrobat.
I don't. I know that song, but it's not one of my.
I love that
Well,
song.
you know, War Pigs
War Pigs
was one of my.
I actually
top
really
ones.
like War
Yeah,
Pigs.
War
Yeah.
Pigs is cool.
I think
They have like 2 or 3 songs I love, but
I think there are some people who don't like War Pigs for some reason.
what the fuck?
Who are like, nah.
What kind of fucking posers, man?
I'm not certain, but I think I've heard people say that it's not good. But I think it's a good song.
I like that song.
But dude, National Acrobat, dude, when the second guitar part comes in,
Yeah.
do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I like Iron Maiden a lot.
Mm.
Iron Maiden is
I
probably
never
my
listened to much Iron Maiden.
favorite classic metal.
You know who likes
Band.
Iron Maiden?
Bill and Ted.
My mom.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Cool.
Am I correct? Am I making that up?
David found a death metal song he really liked. He's like, yeah, this is some cover, and by a death metal band from an old rock band.
Yeah.
And I was like, I started listening to it, and I was like, this is an Iron Maiden song.
Mm.
And then we looked it up, and I was like, oh, I love this song. I don't remember what song it was. I think it was actually Gallows. Hallow. Fuck. God. I can't. I am so bad at names right now.
I couldn't
can't think of
name a
anything.
single Iron Maiden song.
Really?
If you put a gun to my head.
Hallows Eve. Something like that. God damn it. I need to look it up now. Fuck.
We're looking.
I'm retarded.
Looking a lot of stuff up today.
I am so retarded. Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden.
Hallowed be thy name. I'm pretty sure is the one they covered.
Yeah.
And I love that song.
So yeah, I grew up like. Well, I grew up with a little CD, a little something called Mom's Mix. That was a great CD. Have I told you about Mom's Mix
you
before?
have told me about that, yeah.
Oh man, that CD was just always playing.
My sister made me burned me a lot of CDs.
Yeah, yeah. I think Jody I can't remember if Jody or Alex made it. Honestly, I feel like it was Alex, but it could have been Jody. Either way,
That was like the thing to do.
Yeah.
That older sisters did when we were like 8 or 7.
She never made me one.
Oh, really?
She made one for my mom.
Yeah. Well, my sister burned CDs all of the time.
Mm.
She loved making CDs.
Yeah, I know that it was like something that you like did for like somebody you were courting, like if you wanted to date somebody, you're like, I made this mix for you. Take this CD. You know,
It's a romantic gift. Yeah, I
There you
think
go.
my sister got a couple of those from her boyfriends.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah, it had a weird mix of music on it. It had Weezer. It had Foolish Games by Tori Amos, maybe.
I have no idea.
Think.
I don't know what you're talking about.
A bunch of Alanis Morissette. What you looking at there, bud?
I was looking at the download status of
Oh,
The
yeah.
Last of Us.
Dude, you're over 50%, bro.
I'm just surprised it hasn't moved from double zeros right here
Oh.
since I've started looking at it. I'm waiting for it to go 7.701.
Oh,
It's just
gotcha.
at 0.700.
Alanis Morissette.
Uh huh.
We had Cornflake Girl had a little Weezer song called Undone. Have you heard that one?
I have not.
Ooh, turned.
Yeah, turned. Sick.
If you want to destroy my sweater, pull this thread as I walk away. As I walk away, watch me unravel. I'll soon be naked, lying on the floor, lying on the floor. I've come undone.
I've never heard that song before.
If you want. Yeah. I used to listen to that song all the time because I thought it was hilarious because it was a song about somebody, getting their sweater unraveled until they're naked, at a party.
Uh-huh.
And it has a really weird outro.
Huh.
That I'll have to show you sometime.
All right.
But anyways, and then most of the rest of it, I would say, was Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Mm.
So that really seeded quite a strange taste in music for me, for my, from an early age.
Mm-hmm.
Because that CD, like, we just let it play, like, pretty much all the time.
Yeah.
So I was listening to Zephyr Song by Red Hot Chili Peppers, Californication, Scar Tissue, Don't Stop, Can't Stop, sorry. Can't Stop. A couple others. Danny California. And so yeah, it was just like a constantly washing over me.
I feel like if I made a CD for my mom,
isn't it ironic?
she would play it like once to be like,
Don't
"Oh
you
look,
think?
I love you. This is your CD," and then she would
swallow
never
it.
listen to it ever again.
Yeah. Can I say? Yeah, I mean, Alex or whoever made that CD must have felt really good about themselves because, I mean...
It got played all the time.
Got played for years. I mean, Thomas tweeted out one time, he said, "Mom's Mix raised us." I couldn't agree more. No, I think Mom's Mix was there more often than my parents.
And that's funny that, because I sometimes think about how every family is raised differently, and sometimes you don't think about the fact that people are raised on different things than you were and have different experiences than you, and then you get surprised that some weirdo does never heard of Ring of Fire before,
or that some weirdo has never watched the fucking Goonies. Are you kidding me?
My dad said he's never even seen the Goonies.
Are you kidding me?
He's like, what?
The Goonies? Andy! I've quoted that so many times now. I quote it every time we talk about this.
Yeah.
You! Goonie!
I don't know.
I can't remember if it's A sharp or B flat.
I guess I'll just have to watch it and decide for myself.
Sloth Love Chunk.
This is going to be my Ring of Fire. I'm going to be like, this is such a shitty movie, and you're going to be mad at me.
No. It's a great movie.
We'll see.
Hey, you guys. That's a classic line. Everybody knows, hey, you guys, Sloth Love Chunk.
Not everybody.
Yeah, not you.
You're the only person that has ever brought up the Goonies to me.
That's because it is assumed. Everybody assumes you've seen the Goonies.
To the 4 people that watch this.
Shut up!
If that.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say that I've seen the Goonies.
No. No, I was
like, you can't pretend.
Tell me how you think, how big the societal impact of the Goonies was.
Major.
How much? What?
Major. Fucking major.
Oh, you think it's major? I don't know. I would say medium, probably.
The Goonies is a classic. I consider it to be a classic. Like...
Well, you hadn't seen Dumb and Dumber until like a week ago.
So...
Dumb and Dumber is a classic.
It's a good movie.
To my family.
I had heard of it.
Uh-huh.
And I had heard people say things...
That's the thing. You had heard of it because people talk about it. And because it's such a good movie. But I never heard of the Goonies.
Dude.
I found it in a Walmart bin. No good movies come out of a Walmart bin.
Oh? Daddy's Home. Paddington 2. Shall I go on?
There is one. Those don't count, but there is one exception, I guess, that I am actually going to rebut my own. I found The Mask in one of them, and I love that movie, but but it is super old. But so is the Goonies, I guess. We need to watch Police Academy. Because that's a funny movie.
Yeah. It's got 4 stars on IMDb.
The Goonies?
Yeah. Shocking. Okay, hold on. I need to know. It's got a 62 on Metacritic, apparently. Man, reviews are lower than I thought they'd be.
Oh, yeah?
Shut up. Shut up. Shane, shut up. Dude, quotes, okay? I'm in the quote section. First one. Hey, you guys. Of course. Obviously. Hold on. Related news. Hold on. The Goonies is one of the most iconic 80s movies ever made. That's a quote.
By who?
By...
I think they have a Goonies agenda.
From an article on Screen Rant.
Wow, Screen Rant.
The teenage adventure tale
easily the best place
of a group of Oregon misfits who find a treasure map and go on a harrowing journey to find a lost treasure is a classic example of Spielbergian entertainment. Spielbergian?
This is by Spielberg?
I don't think so. Hold on. Maybe it is. Is this by Steven Spielberg?
God.
Hold on. Writers, Chris Columbus and Steven Spielberg.
Oh my god.
Steven Spielberg! Okay? Hold on. Do we need to list other movies written by Steven Spielberg? Hold on. Hold, please. Steven Spielberg movies. I'm voice typing. Okay, we've got E.T. Jaws. Jurassic Park. Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Which you haven't seen.
Which I haven't seen.
He's only seen the 4th Indiana Jones movie.
Saving Private Ryan. Close Encounters of the First Kind. Of the Third Kind. I'm stupid. Minority Report. War of the Worlds. It's alright. We've got Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull.
Sadly.
Back to the Future.
One of the greatest movies.
Jurassic World. The Goonies. Gremlins.
I've never seen it.
What? Okay. Transformers? One of the best movies ever made. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Wow, I can't actually believe that. An American Tail, Fievel Goes West. Huh?
No, I don't know.
Really? Never seen Fievel? Used to watch Fievel Goes West quite a bit. Anyways, I think the point has been made. Steven Spielberg...
I'm just saying, I hope it's an Indiana Jones and not a Transformers.
Yeah. I hope it's an Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and not a Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull.
Yeah.
But I think we should watch Goonies.
I think Transformers Dark Knight, like, I don't know, it's like 6 or 7, was possibly the worst movie I have ever seen.
Ever.
In my life.
Wow. I don't think he wrote that one, though.
Okay.
It only said Transformers. Hold on. What's it called? Darkest Night?
I think it's just The Dark Knight.
Ugh.
No. Fuck. It's just put in Transformers, like, Dark Knight, and it will pop up at some point, to some degree.
Transformers, Dark.
It should be, like, 2015, I think, or 2016.
Right.
Unless I'm completely...
The Last Night.
The Last Night.
Story by...
What year?
2017.
Really?
Story by not Steven Spielberg. Definitely some other people. Akiva Goldsman. Story by Akiva Goldsman, Art Markham, Matt Holloway, and get this, Ken Nolan. It's my name. Get it?
Yeah.
And it seems that Steven Spielberg did not lay a finger on this movie. Good. Surprising, considering how great this movie is. However, it did triple its budget at the box office.
I hate that. Probably just because so many people are like, "Oh, I love Transformers."
Hold on. Let's see. Let's get a comparison for budget to box office ratio. Okay, we're gonna go on this
Of what?
Wikipedia real quick. Hold on. 19 to 124. Let's get our calculators out. 124 divided by 19. So Goonies 6.5 tupled its budget at the box office. So it
That's a totally different time period, though.
It three-tupled the ratio. It three-tupled the last night's two-tupling of its budget.
Or I thought you said last night tripled.
It two-tupled the tripling.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there you go.
Anyways, we're getting around that time, so we're starting to lose it a little bit. So this has been the Catfish Connection. I am Nolan.
And I'm Shane.
And we will see you next time.